I'm often asked by people, how can a pastor be for abortion? And it's a question I often ask myself. First, let me say, no one is for abortion. But as a church leader who would eventually become a senior pastor of a church, I asked myself the spiritual question of why was my heart not inflamed to be anti-abortion like so many of the people around me in my church community? I was led spiritually to do a search. I looked at the Bible to see what it said about banning abortion and was stunned to find out there's no such verse in the Bible. In fact, in the Hebrew part of the Christian Bible, there are a couple of verses you could argue are pro-choice. Then seeing that most Jewish people are pro-choice, I talked to some Jewish friends and found out that Hebrew law not only allowed a woman to end a pregnancy when she was in distress, and that included financial distress, but it was also commanded to do so when the life of the pregnant woman was in peril. And this Hebrew law was never overturned by Jesus nor a single apostle. No verse at all saying being anti-abortion is a mark of a good Christian. Then I looked at the history of the anti-abortion movement and found out that Protestant evangelicals were pro-Roe v. Wade until the late 70s when it became politically expedient to flip on the issue. But mostly my heart was just moved to look at the life of Jesus and to see how he didn't spend a lot of time telling people they were sinners and say, let's pass laws to stop people from sinning, but rather he loved the marginalized, the woman, the outcast, those that the religious people around him said you ought not to be sitting with those people and approving of their lifestyles. And I thought, how could we be more effective as representatives of Jesus if we were known for our loving of people rather than the laws we wanted to pass against them? If evangelicals really believe Psalm 139 says that God knows all the days of a human being before there is one, then why would we think God is surprised by an abortion when he was willing to create a soul that he knew was going to be aborted? And maybe if we could remove the fear from the issue for Christians and the litmus test of our Christianity within it, we could start loving people a little better again. And maybe we could be like God and draw people to heaven through kindness rather than through our pure theological stances. I don't think there will be a person at the gate to heaven saying, did you have good theology and good politics? But St. Peter may be there at the end saying, did you actually love human beings? And I want to be able to say, yes, I did.